I spent more than 10 years of my childhood abroad, notably Switzerland, where egalitarian views are being upheld and each child is treated equally. As there weren't many exams, I was on the right track, having not many means of direct comparisons with my peers. During the 3 years in kindergarten, I went from a shy, isolated boy who could frankly barely speak English to a confident speaker who isn't afraid to share his opinions. Soon after, I attended a German-speaking primary local school. After 2 years of hard work, I could speak German fluently as well, and even deciphering books such as Harry Potter, and starring as the protagonist, a stoic king in a play. When I was 11, my family moved back to China. I wanted to continue my language learning journey. So, in a flash of events, I landed in a Chinese local school, much like a soldier preparing for war. This time, I wasn't that successful. Every subject taught in Chinese was only the least of my problems. I had to endure infinite amounts of exams, as well as the crystal clear test scores being declared straight away. The aim was for students to compare with everybody else. And my low test scores constantly reminded me that I was worse than everybody else, which caused me to lose my motivation, even feeling depressed at times. In hindsight of my childhood experiences, I started to think why. Why did I experience such different learning processes? I seemed to thrive in the absence of competition, but found it inefficient in that environment advocating it. In China, we have a word to describe this unhealthy competitiveness, 内卷, meaning competition to an extent where the individual does not spend the majority of their energy on learning itself. Another interpretation is the theater effect, where in a theater, everyone starts out sitting. However, as one person stands so he can see more clearly, he also pays the price of being more tired. So, everybody starts to stand up. This causes everyone to become tired, having no difference as sitting down initially. A study by Eastern Oregon University also found that more than half of its people surveyed would want to make more relative to others rather than having a higher overall income. Competition is everywhere in life. It can be an undermining demoralizer if you focus on others and not enough on your own progress, as I had experienced. The 2023 Blue Book of China's Mental Health states and estimates that primary children have a 10% chance of being depressed. This greatly increases to 35% for middle and high school children. The root cause of this is because we only compare ourselves based on test scores. This causes us to never really appreciate our own self-values. Essentially, perceive the world as a giant jigsaw puzzle, where each of us represents a piece. We have to cooperate in order to form the end result, an artistic masterpiece. But wait, what happens when we compete with each other, such as caring about positioning in the big picture? Well, a disaster for everyone. Think of it this way: we only achieve our dreams and goals because of others. This might seem dispiriting, but it's the truth. Every day, countless superb human beings, from teachers to janitors, help us. It is our obligation to help others, much like two pieces snapping together. Everybody knows how satisfying it is. When I was 13, I came to TEDxNACIS. Here, I tried to understand more about my own personality as well as to fully adapt my abilities. I also had time to really pursue my areas of interest. As a result, my English skills could reach its full potential. Thanks to my teachers, my Chinese improved drastically as well, now effortlessly writing my thoughts consistently. I continued my passion for basketball, keeping constant training. Through my better understanding of competition, I began to lessen my fear and anxiousness during games. In fact, putting competition aside molded me into a new person. And I started to enjoy the process, becoming the captain of the basketball team and eventually lifting the championship trophy. Not competing with anyone made life significant for me. So I wanted to give back and help others whenever I can. I went hiking with the Duke of Edinburgh crew and chose a topic that investigated into where trash is most frequently dumped in order to raise awareness on how much of a negative impact humans have. Public forum debate also interested me. I still have nostalgic feelings on the long hours we spent debating on complicated political issues and how to reduce poverty, issues worth sharing. In fact, my TED speech itself is about helping students like me who have been plagued by the issue of competition. This change of environment further increases the stimulation of my thought process, forming 4 keys to healthy competition. Number 1, never let your weaknesses define who you are, nor should you compare them. Carefully analyze your strengths and try to adapt them fully. Number 2, compete only with yourself. Are you better than yesterday? When competing with yourself, you can improve steadily according to your own rhythm. Number 3, always learn when competing. Learn from others or learn more from yourself. As my coach used to say, there is no losing, only learning. And most importantly, contribute more to your community and society. You'll find life becomes more meaningful if you find your worthiness through service, not competition. Just like the numerous hiking trips I went on, contributing to the protection of the environment. Having gone through all this, I would like to conclude my speech with a quote. Competition is not about tearing others down, but about building yourself up. Thank you all for listening. See you next time.